It's 39, 66 degrees. It's Wednesday, October 2nd, and you're listening to continuing coverage of the rescue and recovery operations from Tropical Storm Helene here in Western North Carolina. This is all part of the iHeartRadio family of stations here in Asheville, 99.9 KISS Country FM, News Radio 570 WWNC, Star 104.3, Rock 105.1, Throwback 101.1, The Brew 97.7, and 92.9 ESPN Asheville. Phone lines are open, 240-9962, 1-800-570-9962, or you can email us, ashevillestorm@iheartmedia.com.
I got a message from Stephen Guerin, and these emails kill me. Need help for some elderly folks trapped off of Berea Church Road in Hendersonville, I think it is. It's 975 Foster Hill Drive, Hendersonville. They need water, food. The road is not clear, so they can't get off the mountain. So if we can get any help to 975 Foster Hill Drive, Hendersonville. It's Berea, Berea, Church Road, Hendersonville, 975 Foster Hill Drive. We've got to get some help to these folks up there. I hate to see the elderly folk trapped up on the side of a mountain with no help coming. So anything we can do to get some folks headed that way would be much appreciated.
All right, we're going to go to line 3, and I think that's Hannah that we're going to. Hey, good morning, Hannah. You're on the air with iHeartRadio Asheville. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm good. How are y'all?
We're hanging in there, sweetheart. What can we help you with?
Well, I'm really worried about a community in Madison County.
Okay.
They're kind of between Marshall and Hot Springs, the Bridge. It's the Lower Big Pine community.
Okay, well, listen, at 10:10 this morning, Rod Honeycutt, who is the Madison County manager, he's going to be calling in for to do an update on all things Madison County. I'm going to make a note to make sure that Brian Hall, who's going to be doing that interview, ask him about that. So give me that community again.
It's the Lower Big Pine community.
Okay, Lower Big Pine community. All right, sweetheart, if you can make sure you're listening at, right after 10 o'clock this morning, again, we'll have Rod Honeycutt from Madison County on. If he doesn't come on then, it may be a little bit delayed for a press conference, but we will definitely get some information on the Lower Big Pine community.
Thank you. And if I could mention just some communities out where my parents live in Yancey County, that if I've not heard on the radio, and just to know that they're loved and they're praying for them.
Yeah.
It's the South Toe community. Lost a lot of lives and homes. And also Double Island and Spruce Pine, of course, Tame River community. There's a lot of loss out there, and want to know that we're praying for you guys.
Thank you so much for your call, and we're praying for you. And
we love you, darling.
And listen, you know it's okay to not be okay right now, right? Everything you're feeling, everything you're going through.
We're in the same boat.
Every one of us is in that same boat, and we feel it right there along with you, and you are not alone. You've got a whole team of radio station folks here with you, and you've got a whole Western North Carolina community behind you. So we're going to, we'll try to get that information for you and get it out on the air ASAP.
Yeah, thank you. I've listened to you guys my whole life.
Oh, thank you, honey. We love you so much.
Thank you for what.
You got it. Take care, sweetheart.
All right, bye.
943, 66 degrees. Let's see. We're going to go over to, I believe this is line 4. This is Kyle. Hey, good morning, Kyle. You're on the air with iHeartRadio Asheville. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, guys. How y'all doing this morning?
Hanging in there, brother.
Doing well.
I hear that. My name's Kyle. I'm with the Buncombe County Rescue Squad. I'm an EMT here with the Rescue Squad.
Thank you for everything you were doing, sir.
Of course. I just want to get the word out that we are still currently doing welfare checks in the area. For those who are listening out there, if you are not able to get in touch with a loved one still, please visit our website, buncomberescue.org, and fill out a contact form. Hey, I'm looking for so-and-so. Haven't gotten in contact with them. Can you do a welfare check? We are taking those welfare checks that are being posted through our website at buncomberescue.org. Also, we are taking any supplies that anyone is willing to donate for us to give out to the community here in Buncombe County. If any suppliers are listening out there that want to donate supplies, like I said, please get in contact on our website, buncomrescue.org. Let us know what supplies you got. We'll take anything, waters, Gatorades, clothes, anything y'all got, batteries, generators, anything y'all can donate to this community. We will take that. We will be a hub for that.
Also, a lot of first responders and rescuers are going without water. They're going without food. They're going out with going without the basic necessities just to be able to be out there helping people. So if you can help these folks out, you see them out and about, offer them a jug of water or a bite to eat or something, it would go a long way. I promise.
Mm-hmm. And we're taking anything that any suppliers out there are willing to take. Also, one more. I know I'm plugging our website a lot. That's where we get all this contact. Buncomrescue.org. There's a donation portion. If you're really outside and you want to help the Asheville community directly, any donations that are coming in via money and stuff like that on our website are going directly back to the Asheville community, whether that's to buy supplies, whether that's to rebuild, anything out here that has devastated from Hurricane Helene, all that money is going back to this Asheville community.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kyle. What you guys and your teams are doing, it is beyond recognition. You guys are keeping this community alive and keeping them safe, and we greatly appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
You got it. Have a great day. Listen, keep in touch with us too, okay? If you guys need anything, just pick up the phone and call us. Whatever you need, we'll figure it out. We'll get it to you somehow.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Mark.
You got it, man. Take care. Have a good day. Be safe.
You too. Bye.
It does my heart good to see that organization still going strong.
Yes.
All right. We got, let's see.
Weaverville Tire and Wheel have a truckload of supplies, they say, to give out starting at 11 today. Weaverville Tire and Wheel, bunch of supplies, first come, first serve, while supplies last at 11 today. So if you want to swing by there and get some supplies, they'll be open as long as they have supplies to give out. iHeartRadio's continuing coverage of rescue and recovery operations for Tropical Storm Helene. My name's Eddie Fox. That's Mark Starling. Thanks, Spencer, right over there.
Oh, did you want me to say something?
You can sing.
I did just get a phone call up from Burnsville. They wanted to let us know that Pleasant Valley Baptist Church, 2191 Possum Trot Road, Pleasant Valley Baptist Church in Burnsville, has a tractor trailer of supplies. They are handing it out today while supplies last. They are expecting another tractor trailer to arrive tomorrow. So you folks up in Burnsville, help has arrived. 2191 Possum Trot Road, Pleasant Valley Baptist Church. They said all roads to the church are clear. So come and get the help that you need.
Region number 4,212,000. I love Western North Carolina, Possum Trot Lane.
Yes.
I love that. I do. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love these mountains. I really do. I've tried, I don't know how many times to move away, and I keep coming back because it's just, it's a special kind of people. We are a special kind of people. We are resilient. We are strong. We will come through this. We will be better people for it. It's the road recovery is going to be long. Yeah. It's going to be hard. Yeah. It's going to be muddy, but we're going to get there.
We're going to get there. There's no question about it. We are at 9:48 at 67 degrees.
It's Wednesday, October 2nd.
It is Wednesday, October 2nd. And listen, if you were somebody out there that's had a hard time remembering what day it is, you're not alone.
Oh, I have to look at, but that's the fourth time I've looked at my phone to remind myself.
Yeah, it gets a little bit harder as the days get a little bit longer, but it's okay. We'll get through this.
We will.
I'm not going to say you got to have a little patience, because I know that if I was, not in here and I was out there, I'm sure I would want to jack slap somebody that told me to have patience, right? Or it's like when someone tells you when you're worked up to relax. That always works out well, doesn't it?
Right. Just calm down.
Yeah, just deep breaths. That is the most healthy thing you can do right now. Just take very, very deep breaths. And just realize that whatever you're feeling, whether that's angry or sad or upset or despondent, it's okay. You're allowed to feel that way. You've just been through hell and back. But we're on the way back, and we're on the way back up. And that's the important thing. We're going to rebuild Western North Carolina. It might not look exactly like it did, but whatever it comes out as, it's going to be better. And we're all going to be stronger for it.
And still beautiful.
Yeah.
The most beautiful place on the planet. This is indeed God's country. Quick reminder. If you're stuck out in God's country, military says put a big old white X up on top of your house or somewhere in the yard so they know that you need help. Use sheets, paint whatever you can, just a big white X so they can see you from the sky. They're doing their best to get to you, to get you out if you're stuck up on a hill. Just whatever you can use, just a big old white X, and it lets them, they're out looking right now. And that will let them know that you're in dire need of some help.
There you go. We are about 10 minutes in front of 10 o'clock, 66 degrees. Coming up at 10 o'clock, Brian Hall's going to step in and take over for things. I believe Ariel Reimer is going to be with him. So there you go. Let's see. We've got press conferences coming up later today at 10, at 12, and at 4, I believe. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. Of course, if you miss any of those, just know that we replay those in the evening times.
Yeah.
So you can catch them there, obviously. And of course, you can always email us ashevillestorm@iheartmedia.com. That's ashevillestorm@iheartmedia.com. My tongue is still playing tricks on me this morning. I feel like we just opened the mics up and started the show a little while ago, and now here we are. It's already 10 o'clock, and we get ready to kind of wind down this part of our day and start the second part of our day, which is really answering a lot of emails, finding resources, finding supplies. I did some deliveries yesterday of some supplies right after the show was over, so probably do that again today, and just trying to make sure everybody has everything that they need, and even if that's just a pat on the back or a hug, which, by the way, if you see us out, don't be afraid to come over and ask for a hug.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah,
anyway,
we'll give you one.
Tank, he'll come up and grab you for no reason and hug you. Don't let that startle you. That's the way Tank is. Talk about those supplies. More available at the Troyer's Amish store on Old Fort Road in Fairview. It's about a mile and a half down Old Fort Road from Highway 74A, so it's right before the area where the road's really badly damaged. There's diapers, food, water, bottled water, canned goods, a little bit of produce. Bring containers for water if you want more than just bottled water. The store has power, so you can also charge your phones. Bring your charger. God bless you. This came in from Brent. That's Troyer's Amish store, Old Fort Road in Fairview, about a mile and a half down Old Fort Road from Highway 74A. So, again, it's right before the main washout there. Just, they got a bunch of stuff. Again, first come, first serve. And if you head to any of these locations that are handing out supplies, please be patient. I know you're freaking out. You're nervous. You're trying to protect your family. You're trying to provide for your family. I get that frustration.
Sure.
Just try to be neighborly. Same goes for gas.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's necessarily a shortage on gas, but there is definitely a run on gas. And then some stations are without power, so they got gas, but they can't pump it. If you go to a station and there is a limit, be it 20, 25, 30, just get that limit and please move on. There's a lot of people they're telling the stories. I got to get some gas for my neighbor's tractor or my neighbor's whatever it is. Just whatever they allow you to get it, and please move on.
There you go. Just got an update in from our buddy Aaron Michaels. Says Wednesday, October 2nd, which is today, Biltmore Church will be distributing meals, ice, and water at 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Hot meals ready to eat will be available 11 to 1. This will take place at the Arden campus, 35 Clayton Road. Franklin campus will be doing this. Will be doing a distribution today. Details to come on that. They also are seeing our 828 Strong campaign pick up some traction. So there you go. That's good stuff. 828strong.com, I guess. So there you go. Let's see. Let's go back over to the phones real quickly before we get ready to get out of here for the day. We're going to be wrapping things up. We've got about 2 minutes, and let's go to Stephanie on line one. Hey, good morning, Stephanie. You're on the air with iHeartRadio Asheville. How you doing this morning?
Hey,
Eddie, love you.
love you right back, baby.
Quick.
What's that?
Thank you again. Real quick. So just for people that are aware, I am a local. Love you guys. And I am on Facebook. There are tons and tons of social media groups, food and beverage, everything across the country. They are so aware. They want to help. They want to help. They want to help. So please know that I'm talking states like Texas, even Florida that was hit. They're organizing groups. They are getting food. They are getting money. So please know that everybody loves us from everywhere, and they are doing everything they can to help and bring us supplies. We are not alone. I know we are cut off, but people are coming to help us. So we are loved from across the country.
That's for sure,
God
Stephanie.
is looking out for us. And guess what? There are food angles open, so we can get some hot food.
There you go.
Yeah.
Stephanie, thank you.
No,
Stephanie, thank you.
And also, Home Depot is giving cash back. So even if you need to go get some batteries and you need some cash to go get gas, go buy some batteries and get some damn cash back.
There you go. Hey, Stephanie, thanks so much. Thanks so much for the call this morning. We appreciate it, babe. Take care.
Yeah, and maybe play some Hank Williams on the way out that door.
It's a family tradition.
There you go. All right. We are just getting ready to wrap things up here on for the morning edition of our continuing coverage of the rescue and recovery operations from Tropical Storm Helene here in Western North Carolina. You, of course, are listening to the iHeartRadio Asheville platform. Eddie, what do you got?
Eric from Ace said that more Ace trucks have arrived today. They've got generators, they've got gas cans, they got batteries, water, and a whole lot of chainsaws.
All right. So we had a request from somebody that is, we had a request that maybe we should start ending things a little bit differently when we switch our shift out from the morning shift to the mid-morning shift. People were so inspired by, I think was it Joseph the other day?
Joey, and then Ralph Sexton the day before. Because look, prayer works. You may not be a believer, but we are, and I'm telling you, prayer works.
So we welcome to the airwaves right now the Bishop of the Diocese of Western North Carolina for the Episcopal Church, Bishop Jose McLaughlin is with us. And Bishop, thank you so much for your time this morning. We just wanted to kind of turn it over to you for a couple of minutes, if you wouldn't mind offering up a prayer for everybody.
Yeah. First, Mark, let me say, I want to repeat it. I'm so grateful for you, for Eddie, for Brian, so many who have been such a voice of hope and a lifeline. I don't think people quite recognize when in times like this, just simply hearing your voice late into the night or early in the morning when you are in silence and you don't know what's going on around you, to have voices of comfort. I said to my wife, it's almost sometimes like knowing that there's something out there outside our window. We know that things are hard and people are suffering. Just to hear a voice of connection and to hear people calling in, the best of people coming and rising makes such a difference. And so thank you for being that voice. Thank you for providing comfort, because we believe as people of God that it's about relationship. It's relationship. That's what at the end matters. And so what we have to remind ourselves, and what we're going to pray for, is that we remind ourselves that we are connected. All of us, regardless of where you're from, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of any belief, we are all part of the human family. So it's in that we offer this. And so, gracious God, we give you thanks for all the blessings of this life, even in times of tragedy, even in times when we do not know. We ask you, Lord, your blessing upon so many who are risking their lives to save others. We give you thanks for all our first responders, for those that are out there, people who we do not know by name, but you know my name. Those doctors, nurses, so many who are tending to people right now and tending to people in care and the most vulnerable. We give you thanks. Remind us that those are blessings even in tragedy, that those people are being out there taking care of us. We give you thanks for all those that are doing this work. We also pray for the souls of those that have departed, those we do not know by name. Give them an entrance into your kingdom, grant them eternal life and peace, and give that peace and calm and understanding to their families in the days and months ahead. And Lord, remind us, help us to remind us that you are ever present. And most importantly, remind us that you have created us in your own image. We ask you to look with compassion on the entire human family. Take away any arrogance or hatred which may infect our hearts in times like these. Help us to break down the walls that separate us. Help us to recognize in one another you. Unite us together in bonds of love, and work through our struggle, through our confusion, through our loneliness, the things necessary to accomplish your purpose on earth, that we, as your children, will ultimately recognize that we are linked to one another. And finally, give us the grace and the calmness of heart and spirit to take each hour, each day as it comes, so that we can serve your purpose and serve one another. Amen.
Amen. Bishop Jose McLaughlin from the Diocese of Western North Carolina for the Episcopal Church. Sir, thank you so much. We'll look forward to hopefully you join us again tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Love you, brother. Love you all. And
love you, man.
Everybody hang in there. We're going to get through this. I know we will.
There you
God
go.
bless you.
Love you too, man. Take care of yourself. That's going to wrap it up for us this morning. The next crew, Brian Hall, Ariel Reimer on the way in for Eddie Fox and Tank Spencer. I'm Mark Starling.
WKSF FM, Old Fort, Asheville. WQNQ FM, Fletcher, Asheville. WQNS FM, Woodfin, Asheville. WWNC AM, Asheville. WPEK AM, Fairview. WKSF HD2, Asheville. WKSF HD3, Candler.
Rescuers are still looking for those still missing or unaccounted for. Governor Roy Cooper.
We have 92 search and rescue teams who are continuing to work to rescue people. We know that there will be more fatalities.
At this point, 57 people are reported killed from Helene in Asheville. The number of people missing is unclear, with power out and a reported 90% of cell phone service still out. Flooding in Asheville and other parts of Buncombe County in western North Carolina is described as being at biblical levels. President Biden says his top priority is getting the areas impacted by Helene the help and support they need.
People are scared to death. People wonder whether they're going to make it. We still haven't heard from a whole lot of people. This is urgent. People have to know how to get the information they need. So we'll be there until this work is done.
The president will tour areas hit by the deadly storm by air today. The president said despite all preparations, Helene was a storm of unprecedented and historic proportions. The president stressed they will not leave the area until relief efforts are complete. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell says they'll do everything they can to provide help.
I want the people of North Carolina to know that we have the resources here in North Carolina to help with this response, to begin the recovery. We will continue to send additional resources in.
Criswell said boots are on the ground to help.
So far, we have over 1,200 personnel from across the federal family supporting the response efforts. That includes things like our search and rescue teams, our medical teams from Health and Human Services.
Even storm-seasoned and road-weary relief workers are stunned by what they're seeing in western North Carolina. From Raleigh, our Lisa Taylor spoke with the folks from Mercy Chefs.
Anne LeBlanc, co-founder of Mercy Chefs, is in western North Carolina with her team and spoke about what she's seeing from folks in the area.
They're just in shock. They're struggling to survive, but there's a great sense of community and people coming alongside each other and caring for people. But you know, in these types of disasters, it's the elderly, it's the people with the diabetics, and, you know, power's out. They have no way to keep their insulin refrigerated. It's a dire situation here in this area. We're doing everything we can to get meals out. We'll start some helicopter type of airlifts of food to the different regions. But right now, there are locations that we can reach by car or by truck, and we'll be getting food into them.
LeBlanc compared the challenges of the devastation in western North Carolina to other devastated areas Mercy Chefs have helped in the past.
The roads being washed out, that is probably one of the biggest challenges. So transportation into locations that are in serious need. I think also there's just it's a massive disaster. So the land mass to get from one location to the other location, it's a lot of miles, and so those are the things that we're facing to get meals into people's hands. We've seen some very challenging things, and Mercy Chefs was started after Hurricane Katrina, and they are referring to this as the Katrina of the mountains, and it's very much like that.
Residents of eastern North Carolina are busy gathering relief supplies for people in the flood-ravaged western part of the state. Caitlin Stevens is from Asheville. She was at a hurricane relief supply drive in Greenville on Monday.
I just think of my friends and family there who are probably in the same situation.
People in Greenville have been donating necessities such as water, non-perishable foods, baby formula, and sanitation items. Several Eastern Carolina organizations have partnered up to host the event that will be open through the week. Help is coming from outside of the state. Volunteers from around the country are stepping in to help Helene victims as they begin their long road to recovery. More from Liz Kennedy.
The boom-based relief group Samaritan's Purse is offering extra assistance for families who are trying to get back into their homes following catastrophic flooding. The organization is helping clear debris, cut trees, and take care of other necessary tasks. The nonprofit has set up a response center in Nashville at the Billy Graham Training Center. Officials expect hundreds of people nationwide to help with recovery efforts over the next few weeks.
Again, President Biden will be looking at the disaster, but he'll be in the air. It's not expected to affect emergency operations. I'm Michael Kastner. Our next newscast in 30 minutes.
We're here connecting the community. This is iHeartRadio Asheville's continuing coverage of rescue and recovery efforts from Tropical Storm Helene.
And it is 10:06 right here in the iHeartRadio Asheville studios as we have made the switch. Brian Hall and with you, Ariel Reimer from Star 104.3. How are you doing this morning, Ariel? Hang on, let's get that co-host mic going. There you go.
She jumped mics on me. Eddie's was over there.
I know. I like to be closer to you,
Yeah,
Tank.
messing with Tank.
I just want to be right beside you,
Wants to
okay?
cuddle
Holding
up.
your hand through.
Easy, Cuddle up next to Tank.
Matt's right there.
Yeah, my husband's in the room as I am speaking these words. I'm hanging in there just as much as everyone else, you guys. So thanks for hanging out with us and keep it right here.
All right, 240-9962, 240-9962, the numbers to call. Let's make some more progress. Let's have some more patience today, and let's get some help out there where we need it, and hopefully we get some good news along the way. Chris, excuse me. All right, we got the briefing coming up right now from downtown with the officials. Let's go to that. Chris, stay on hold for us. Nope. And we're waiting for audio, apparently. Let's see. All right. Okay,
now you do the phone thing, and I'll figure
all right,
out what's
let's
wrong
jump
with
over
it.
here to Chris, and Tank will work on the computer thing. So, Chris, how you doing, my friend?
Flash Swananoa. Hey, I've been talking to Mark back and forth. I've been doing wellness checks since Sunday.
Yes.
My son is in from Fort Bragg. His XO let him come in. We've got 2 4-wheel drives. We're doing wellness checks. We're getting supplies every day in Greenville, South Carolina, water, batteries, non-perishables. I wanted to give out my direct number now since we're getting better service.
Okay.
Is that okay to give the number?
Sure is.
Yes.
828-215-1558. All you have to do is text who you're looking for, the address, and a contact number to get back in touch with the loved one that's looking for them. It's been real successful that way, and then that way we're not doubling up, because if I call someone and they say they've already got somebody else looking for them, it's okay. Then we go to the next person, and they can still fill out a form with United Way. I recommend that. Do that, and we can talk to them and let them know to mark it off the list. But we got a call from you guys yesterday. I called them right away and went to South Toe. And this is nothing on me. I'm just saying how effective it can be. You guys put Felicia on the air. I went an hour and a half to South Toe, took care of those folks. They had people they wanted to know about, and I checked on those folks.
Awesome.
So we can do it actively. So just let us know, anybody, and anywhere, just tell them to please text this number.
You got it. All right, here's the number again, and we have audio from the briefing. So, Chris, I appreciate you, brother. I'm going to put out the number right now. 828-215-1558. If you need assistance finding somebody, 828-215-1558. Text Chris. He can help you. Let's go to the conference.
I also want to provide a bit of good news about Kirby, who processes recycling. Though without power, the facility itself remains minimal physical damage, and their fleet of trucks are also untouched. They are working to resume service as soon as possible and have resumed service of curbside recycling collection in the town of Fletcher, as well as several other commercial customers. We continue to see calls from 911 slowly decrease in volume, but non-emergency calls are not decreasing. We have support from 4 call centers around our state to assist with our 911 overflow call volume. With that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Maggie Furman, Superintendent from Asheville City Schools.
Good morning, everyone. I first want to bring prayers to our community and to all those in the surrounding areas that have been impacted by this horrific event. We know that the road to recovery is going to take a while, and we are still in the inventory phase for our school system, trying to determine which of our resources, what we have, and what we're able to do with what we have. Also want to thank our first responders and leaders in the community for all their tireless and selfless efforts to help with the recovery process and serving our community. Asheville City Schools, our facilities did, from what we can assess so far, have minimal damage, some flooding in certain buildings, but nothing that we won't be able to recover from. All of our facilities are without water. We have about half of our facilities with power. So we are assessing and working with community leaders, county and city, to determine when water will be potentially back available. The lack of water in our school buildings and power in about half of our buildings is a major roadblock to bringing students safely back to school. Another area that we are really focusing on is transportation for our students and how to get students to and from our buildings safely. We know that there have been bridges washed out, still trees out on roads, and that is a major roadblock to bringing our students back safely as well. We have been working diligently as a school system to make sure we have accounted for every single staff member that is part of our Cougar crew. And we are nearly there, but we still do have a large number of staff that we are still trying to make contact with. So please send your prayers. And if you do work for Asheville City Schools and you have not yet made contact with your principal or supervisor, please find a way to do so through a friend or even through calling into 99.9 or Blue Ridge Radio so we can get a message that you are well and safe. I just also want to send our prayers, and our focus is working with principals and building leaders and district leaders to make sure that we can open our schools as soon as possible. So we are dedicated to doing that, even if the situation isn't 100% perfect. We know school is the best place for our children, and we are dedicated to opening our schools and bringing our students back as soon as we possibly can. But again, just want to send our prayers and out to all those impacted in this event, and our much gratitude and thanks for our community leaders and first responders. Their work has been amazing. We are using several Asheville City School facilities to help with the recovery efforts and distribution of foods. And that has just been such a great time to see our community come together and volunteer and help. And we will be sending out more information via social media for any of Asheville City community that wants to come and volunteer. We have several sites that will be looking for additional volunteers. So if you have a need to get up and you're ready to come help, please follow our social media and check on that, and we will give you information on how you can come and help. And then also just want to make sure, if you're listening to this, we do have a cell service station and a charging station at Asheville Middle School and also at the Grant Center for you to get cell service as well as be able to charge your devices. Also, pay attention to all the updates on where to get water and food, and Asheville City Schools is there with you because we know together we can do really hard things because we are a Cougar crew. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Furman. And now we are joined by Buncombe County School Superintendent, Dr. Rob Jackson.
Good morning. I'm Rob Jackson, honored to serve as the superintendent of Buncombe County School System. Our community has suffered from an incredible tragedy. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with someone and we were talking about our students. During the pandemic, we began to use a word, unprecedented, that we had hoped and prayed that we would never use again when we think about our students' personal lives and their academic lives. And yet we are in unprecedented times yet again. But we discover in unprecedented times strength that's been there throughout, that we may not always have to draw upon, but we've seen that drawn upon over the course of the last 6, almost 7 days as we think to prior to the storm and all the work that went on to prepare for what has happened here in our county. On behalf of our 22,000 plus students and our over 3,000 staff members, I want to say thank you. Thank you to our emergency services personnel. Thank you to our first responders. Thank you to law enforcement. Thank you to our county staff who've worked tirelessly around the clock to make sure that we're safe, to do all that they could within their power to take care of us, our community, our neighborhood. I want to say thank you to those who've responded from across the state and around the country, who've come in to offer their service to take care of our friends and our families and our neighbors. We're so very grateful and so very appreciative of all of those who in this time of challenge have said, here I am, what can I do to help? I'd like to say thank you to our teammates, our transportation team, who, as the storm was arriving, were driving our school buses to help evacuate our friends and neighbors to safe shelters, who were back out immediately after the storm, again, driving those buses to evacuate our friends and neighbors to the shelters that were set up. Our transportation team has continued to work around the clock, providing the fueling logistics for our emergency response vehicles, for our law enforcement vehicles throughout the community, for our fire departments, making sure that our school system is a partner and a resource for our community. Because truly, that's what public schools are in all things, but especially now. I want to say thank you to our child nutrition teams as they've come into our schools to open up our freezers and our coolers and our dry goods, to provide those to folks at the shelters, and then to provide them to our community as well. We see the great need and have reached out, and I'm so thankful for our employees who've showed up to say, here I am, what can I do? I'm so grateful for our facilities and maintenance teams who have cut paths into each of our 45 schools to make sure that they're accessible so that we could assess the damage to our facilities. And we're very grateful that, like our sister school system, the Asheville City Schools, that we've suffered minimal damage in our buildings. We have work to do, but they'll be ready to open. You see, but cutting those pathways into our schools has been very important in this moment because most of our schools are being used right now. Some are being used as sleep sites for law enforcement, for ambulance drivers, for power crews who've come in again from across the state and around the country to serve our community, to help our community. And even though our schools, 44 of our 45, do not have water, we don't have power, still we've been able to open the doors and say, here's a safe place to sleep tonight. We see you and we recognize you, and we're so appreciative that you're here to take care of those we love and those that we live with, our neighbors and friends. We're grateful that our facilities have been able to be used for things like landing helicopters as provisions have come in, greatly needed provisions. And we've been grateful to be able to work in partnership with the incredible leaders in our county who are doing all they can for all of us. In this moment where we've had such loss, there's been loss of life, loss of homes, loss of a sense of security. We teach our children when they enter kindergarten, when times are tough, look for the helpers. That community unit that we teach our children when they come to school, look for the helpers. I want to share with you that throughout, we've seen our helpers, and they've been here for us, and we're so grateful for them. I wish that we could utilize remote learning because we can't open our schools until we have water and power, and we know that our friends and neighbors are working hard to restore that. I wish we could use remote learning, but we just can't because our students and staff members don't have access to the internet. Many are without power. Cell phone service is very spotty or just doesn't work where they are, and so we can't take advantage of that opportunity. As Dr. Furman said, we know